And greetings, everyone. Great news. Face Clan finally won Grand Slam. And yeah, now when this heavy weight is off the shoulders, um, let's dig into RMR Group A. Um, we're not going to use the HLTV, of course. We're going to use the Major Lab simulator. And this is going to be a tough one because there's a lot of matchups where potentially we can see some upsets. I'm going to start with probably the right side, and I'm gonna go left side because well, left side is kind of easier than the right side. So game Allegiant against Apex. This is the game where it's 50-50, but with that, let's just go to the matchups and actually we're gonna see that. Okay, that's not it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I'm probably gonna use the matches over here. So here we go. Apex against Game Legion. So, the head to head, I would say they 50-50. But if we look at the names of the Stico, JKM, now on the LAN environment, their experience probably gonna decide a lot. And in this particular occasion, I'm gonna go with the Apex. Then phase against OG is gonna be best of one, and phase right now, there's no pressure. They're just gonna enjoy themselves. They're just gonna play the last major and just gonna do as good as they can, right? And I'll be honest, I don't hide my hopes that Faye is gonna win this major as well. Um, then Sprout against Falcons. Oh yeah. This one is tough because again, experience is on a Falcons side, but if you look at the players with experience is NBK and Kenny S, and Misuta obviously he had a lot of experience in Vitality. Also, Body is kind of experienced guy, and if we look at the Sprout, then obviously Xelo is underperforming massively. Azur, he's actually doing a good job. Zyphon is kind of disappearing sometimes, and Longs is kind of the best player right now, even though Star has a slightly better rating, but yeah, in general, Longs is the best player right now. So for me, on the LAN environment, if the French boys are ready, then they technically should be taking this one, and I have to go with Falcons on this one. Now, one win against Bad News Eagles. Mm, again, kind of 50-50 game, but Bad News Eagles got a decent coach. When on the other side, one win have improvement over the previous version of the lineup, right? Um, Nickelback is IGLing, which is kinda okay for them. Still, Forrester underwhelming. Boomwich on the entry frag position is underwhelming. Deco obviously is doing a lot of carrying right now, and Travis is a decent player anyway. So on this one, I don't know. For me, it looks like one win has the, the team has more motivation than Bad News Eagles, right? And in the first game, I believe one win can actually get a win. Then Navi obviously gonna demolish the Into the Breach. Then Fnatic against Viperia. Viperia on the first LAN. I don't think they're gonna get a single win. I believe if they're gonna face Into the Breach, well, it's gonna be whoever's gonna win, right? But against any other team, I don't see them winning any game, right? I'll be honest, I don't see them gain 10 rounds against anyone over here. Um, so yeah, should be easy one for Fnatic. Now, Bait against Mouse. This is one of the most interesting games for me. And in my books, Mouse are the favorites, but Bait is one of those teams that I kind of secretly hope they kind of go to the major. And obviously, Ona is a great guy. Wrinkle, also upcoming star from the previous RMR. We saw the Captain Kurkar and Amster playing really well. It's like the whole team is really really balanced, right? On the other side, Mouse, mm, well, Frozen is good. Tertion sometimes keep disappearing. JDC can have a good game, can have a horrible game. Dexter, same. Torzi, I would thought that by this time he will be consistent, but still, it's been a while since he's on the roster, and consistency is still not there. So I believe this is gonna be the armor of the upsets, right? And in this game, I'm gonna pick Bait. So for me, Bait gonna take this one, and then Virtus Pro against Saw. Well, obviously we have to go with the VP, right? First major back with the org, so let's go. Now the less important games, right? Game Allegiance against OG. Um, for this one, I have to admit I kind of lost hope in OG after they kicked Nexa. Like not completely, I lost hope. I still believe they are okay. They're like top 20-ish, even with like the all the stand-ins and all the stuff that's going on. But right now, I believe Game Allegiance will have a proper preparation. They're not really playing many events right now, so I believe the full focus is for the RMR, right? And if the first game it's a 50-50 and over there the experience is gonna take over, then in this game, a lack of team play from OG and lack of the structure gonna actually lose them the game, I believe so. So for me, Game Allegiance should be taking this one. Then Sprout should be taken easily into the breach. Bad News Eagles should just demolish Viperia. However, I see that against Bad News Eagles, Viperia has the best chance to go for a decent game, right? Um, then Mouse against I guess so should be easy win for Mouse. Then Face should beat Apex without problem. Navi against Falcons. Uh, Navi still are the favorites in these type of games. Then Fnatic against One Win. This is why I believe that Fnatic is gonna drop the ball and One Win actually gonna win this game. Then VP against Bait. Oof. So it's gonna be a best of one, and exactly for this reason, Bait can surprise. They can come prepared for like two maps. They can keep those maps secret, so nobody knows which two maps are actually the best in the pool, and everyone knows about VP how they play by now. So technically, if they understand the chances of again a certain opponent into 1-0 game, if they actually beat Mouse, then especially for the Mouse, they will be prepared. But on the other side, Mouse won't really have much information about how they're gonna play. So against VP, if they understand like all the structure, and it's quite a huge possibility for the matchups to go the way they actually are predicted by me right now, then they understand that most likely they're going to be facing VP. And against VP is probably the best chance what they can get in terms of going for best of one against this type of teams. So I have to go for the upset, and I believe that Bait gonna take one 1-0. win against VP. Now, the elimination games. As I said, uh, the Clash of Trash, Viperia against Into the Breach, and I don't know. I I haven't really seen many games of either of them, but I believe that Into the Breach are more experienced, and in this environment, that's gonna take it, right? The most experienced team is gonna win. Then OG against SOA. Mm, I don't think that OG is the team that's gonna go 0-3, but SOA most likely they're gonna go 0-3. Um, Even though with all the struggles that OG has, they should be good enough to beat SOA on an individual level. So for me, SOA is going 0-3 and OG is still surviving. Now, Mouse versus Fnatic. Um, as I already mentioned multiple times, I don't think that Fnatic is in that shape that they should be surviving the group stage of uh, of RMRs. So for me, it's gonna be Mouse that's gonna advance for the next one, and Fnatic is gonna try to survive over there. So VP against Bad News Eagles. Mm, this is the type of a team for the Virtus Pro that they're gonna love playing, and Bad News Eagles with their play style playing against the VP is just gonna be a disaster for them. So my bet is for the Virtus Pro to actually take them down. Game Legion against Falcons. Um, Again, I have to go with experience, and I hope that French boys are preparing for this event right now. I really, really hope that they're preparing. And in this one, I have to go with Falcons. Then Sprout against Apex. Again, same thing as against Falcons. I believe that experience is gonna take over here. Now, Bait against Navi. Mm, what do I believe in terms of best of three? Do I see Navi going 3-0, or do I see Bait actually surprising everyone and just qualifying 3-0 over Navi? Mm, I would say in the percentages, it's 60% for Navi to do that, maybe even 65. And again, by this time, Bait will already show those two maps that they're great on. And if they have the third one prepared, then they actually can take Navi down. If they come into the tournament with only two maps like properly prepared, and like the rest of them they kinda meh, and maybe like with the permaban, then I don't really see them beating Navi. So my hope is that they do win, but in this scenario, I have to go for Navi and just just pray for the best and cheer up for the bait. Uh, then phase against one win. This is the scenario where nothing crucial is gonna happen. Is not gonna happen if let's say phase lose this one. But again, one win is not that type of team which should be uh, upsetting phase, right? Uh, G2 last time played best of one, if I remember right, or when they got eliminated. I think it was best of one, whatever. And yeah, and FaZe is definitely level above. So my expectation for FaZe just to go 3-0 and have it locked. Then we're gonna see Bait against one win, and just by the just by the team structures, well, I gonna go with the Bait, right? Then Apex against Mouse. Whew. Again, in these scenarios, Mouse already should have enough experience to kind of have they both legs on the ground, and just be able to fight and hold the pressure and everything. And at this point, probably Apex can still surprise. And yeah, in the best of three, anything can happen. Like one bad game from Torzi or Xarcheon and Apex. Technically, they should have enough firepower to actually have a close game, right? So for me, I want to say Apex to go through, but I still have to go with the mouse, right? I believe slightly more in mouse than in Apex, right? Then VP against Falcons. In this one, for me, it should be clear one that VP is going to take this one, and Falcons just going to drop down to the last chance qualifier. Sprout against OG. Mm, for me, this is where the journey for the OG ends up, and Sprout is moving forward, and OG is probably rebuilding the roster after this major. So that's just my opinion. Gamer Legion against Into the Breach, Gamer Legion all day long, and Fnatic against Bad News Eagles. In this one, I'm very sorry for the bold egg, Mr. Crims, but for me, probably Bad News Eagles just gonna take this one. I don't really have faith in the Fnatic project right now anymore. They Nikodos is not a sniper for tier 1 CS, unfortunately. For like tier 2 Danish team, good enough, but for Fnatic, not enough. And also Fasher isn't really performing as good as we expected. Roj is also kind of meh, and Maisie is doing a lot of work, and Krims is just being like held as a hostage. So, and then last chance qualifiers, Game Legion or Sprout? That's the question. Um, for some reason, I have more faith in Sprout. I don't know why, but I believe they should be good enough to actually qualify. One win against Falcons. Um, is this gonna be a redemption story for Boomich to go to Paris or whatever? I don't know. I would love to see him there, but I'll be honest. I'd rather see NBK and Mr. Kenny S in Paris than rather than any of these other teams. And then Apex against Bad News Eagles. Again, in this one, it's gonna be a really, really tough game. Most likely, all three maps gonna end up in overtime or really close like that if this game actually happens. And in this scenarios, I have to say that I have more faith in Apex. And yeah, unfortunately for Bad News Eagles, they get some bad news, and that's it. They can't be two orange teams in one event. Okay, so with that said, this is how my advancing teams look like, and tiebreaker between Virtus Pro and Mouse probably gonna end up in Virtus Pro favor. So with all these teams kind of settled, let's try and figure out a team that potentially can bring us a lot of points. So my main carry most likely is going to be Mr. Twists, and probably I have to go with Perfecto, because obviously Perfecto is a great guy, and yeah, he's doing really well. And is Kerrigan gonna have really good ratings during this event? I don't know. First game he has to play EG. Oh, sorry, EG OG. Rest in peace, EG. And is it actually worth picking Kerrigan? Or maybe we can try and get some other players. Is it actually worth like trying to pick Twists? The prices are actually screwed up a lot. Um, or maybe it's time to pick my guy Brokey, the clutch minister of 2023 by now. 1k difference, and probably there should be more consistency of Brokey at this event. NPL, I don't know. For me, it's not worth picking NPL. Perfecto is probably a better option over there. Um, then VP, I ended up with VP as a free one. In terms of players, other than Kicked, there's no one actually to pick from. Let's say I do pick Kicked, and I'm ending up with 390k after that. And now is probably time to take a small gamble. Trying to lock owner, and I'll be left with 183k left. So, which player can I afford that I believe has a good chance to advance? Amster, owner. Do I actually believe in Amster doing really well at this event? Do I have that much faith? Because for me, the whole team is kind of even, like other than like Ona and obviously Wrinkle. Any other player can shine, and Amster doesn't really do that bad, like often. So maybe it's even worth to go this way. So potentially this is the lineup. However, I'm not a big fan of this lineup because it kind of goes all in on Brokey, and what can I expect from that? When in the reality, I can try and pick Beat and Perfecto. And am I ready to pick any face players other than Rain? I don't know. Kerrigan, 185k. And is there any Opa for 194k? There is none. So just by looking at other players is just like Kenny S? Maybe. Is it actually like the great idea to pick Kenny? I don't know. Is it worth like trying to avoid Face Clan because like they're very expensive and potentially there are other players. Let's say I'm on 399k right now, and I can actually try and go with the Ona and Captain Kurtka, let's say, and I still have 6k left, which I obviously can use for like improvement. And which player can I use for the improvement? 204k. Uh, JDC. No, 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 no. Longs. Sprout. How much faith do I have in Sprout? I do have like some faith in Sprout, but again, like, what are my expectations for for these type of games, right? Do I expect Kenny S to carry every game? Hope so. Do I expect him to be on top of the tab? Like, yes, against Navi, maybe against Gamma Legion for sure. Against VP, I don't know, maybe against one win, like the last qualifier game, perhaps yes. But again, these type of players aren't really the best option. If I try to pick Kerrigan, I'll have 205k left. And what are my options? If I go down over here, I still can pick Alex, so mm, not the best idea. But Longs is actually looking really decent. But again, do I really want to pick him? I'm is 211k. GXX. Mouse. Too expensive. Perfecto is the only guy that actually makes sense over here. If I take Kerrigan on the side, JDC. Is JDC worth picking? I don't know. So I just I just don't know. It's one of those events where just because the prices are so screwed up, you can't really pick like really really good team. However, like 192k left for last player, and just like by picking JDC, it's like you kind of shooting yourself in the leg, right? because their matchups are against Bait, like against team that I believe they're gonna go through. Then they're gonna go through like a losing teams, and kind of makes sense because they're gonna avoid like those really really strong teams. I don't know. If I try and get searching over there, I will be left with the 178. 178 is what is enough for? Nothing much. What if I take Dorsey? Mm-hmm. Dorsey, Kenny, Bit, Ona. Okay. Kickert with them? Huh. Huh. Mm, let's say Bit has a good rating for the whole event. That's great. Ona surprising everyone. Kenny is kind of carrying the whole team. Torzy doing well, and Kickert is not really performing that great, but still like doing his job enough, and maybe shines up in a couple of games. So potentially, potentially this can work. But I really need Ona to actually have a really good rating. So, and these two guys are gonna face each other in the first game. But other than that, uh, most likely this is what I'm gonna stay with. Uh, I'm gonna avoid face clan players because they're too expensive, and like investing 30 extra thousand into one player, which yeah, most likely gonna play well, but it's a best of one, and we never know how uh, any of those players gonna show themselves. Because in these matchups, you never know if let's say Bait uh, and Mao's gonna like have a really like long game, and two players, let's say both Ona and Torzi, gonna have like incredibly great ratings. You never know how it's gonna end. And in this one, Pickard, you never know how he's gonna end. So potentially this lineup is kind of making a lot of sense, but again, I something just feels off. If if we have to go with something like that, then probably Fleet and Kickert is not the worst option because like Fleet most likely gonna just destroy these guys. Kickert is gonna be okay. Then Bait again. I don't know. This is the tough one. Uh, this is really really tough for me. What if I take Rain and Kerrigan? I'll have 199k left. And what do I have 199 left for? Just enough for Captain Kurtka. Or maybe Kenny's. Is this enough? Uh, just in case, let's just run the bracket that potentially gonna get me um, Fleet Kickert, Rain Kerrigan, and Kenny S into the playoffs. Let's say there's no upset in this game, and then we see kind of everything goes like that. Win, lose. Okay. Mm, Phase. So I will have to get VP to beat Navi in this one. In RMR, potentially can happen. Then K and Falcons. Actually, Falcons can actually go 3-1 and qualify. So, you know what? Maybe it's not the worst idea to go for this lineup. Instead of Kickert, let me see who I potentially can get. Fiku, NBK, Python. Uh, not really anyone that's interesting. So yeah, it looks like I have to go with this guy. And now, the moment that we've all been waiting for. Let's try to fit drops. And we can't get anyone else. 209k. And actually, instead of Canis, if I take this way, 184 left. Potential opportunities. Isaac. Not really. So again, Rocky, maybe this way. 185 is the anyone from 185. Again, same place. Other 182, 182. Ugh, painful, but it is what it is. 199. Is it worth trying to pick Perfecto? When in reality, mm, NES has slightly more potential than any one of those. But if you like looking for a gamble, then probably Longs is a great option. So for me, it's gonna be Kenny S then, and yeah, I think that's what I have to go with. So we're gonna go this way. So Kerrigan, IGL, kicker support role, Fleet multifrag, Rain defender, and Kenny S sniper. That's it. So versus OG. Rain is gonna get baited 100%. Kicker against these guys. Nade kill, maybe. Most likely he's gonna get some assists. Flit. Uh, I would expect the map to be played on Inferno, and on Inferno, Flit most likely is gonna be top of the table. Rain against OG. Um, I don't know what map I'm expecting over here, but Rain is not the guy that's gonna flash. Consistency is kind of okay. Saving, not in this game. Aimbot with a twist on a team, I don't know. Clutch, also not the best option. Avenger, eh, I don't know. It's like over here, just gonna go for this and hope for the best. Okay, for Kennis, trade kills all day long. He's gonna get bait someone, and that's it. So yeah, that's what my team is gonna look like. And let's return to my delusional scenario, which I hope is gonna go through, but most likely we're not gonna see. Um, this way, face this way, this way, this way. So again, yes, 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 and bait and falcons. Yep, here we go. So this is what I hope for, but most likely this is not what we're gonna get. And again, the NA RMR is gonna be next. I know most likely tomorrow. So good luck and have fun. Let me know what you guys think.